apanhaste aqui.
Eu nem gosto de falar do que o Norberto é, nem o que o Norberto faz, não gosto de falar, mas por vezes se alguma amiga me aborda, mas então o teu filho, o que é que faz? Então, pronto, porque as pessoas têm um metro de espécie, não é? Eu, sinceramente, ainda hoje não sei explicar.
Não sei, era a nossa forma de pensar, não é? Tens que tirar um curso, trabalhar normalmente como as outras pessoas. Nunca imaginei que ele viesse a ter este dom, esta capacidade.
Prego, ¿dónde está?
The universe is giving you infinite love. Maybe you don't see it, maybe you are not aware of it because the patterns are filtering the things. But I can guarantee you that it's giving you infinite and conditional love. And you, if you will receive 1% of that love, will be quite amazing. Can you be responsible to receive that love? Can you be grateful for that love? And give the possibility for that love to come to you and to go from you out. I got involved with Qigong a long time ago when I was a child. When I was young there was no internet. The place where I am from, there are not bookstores with esoteric books. So I went to some libraries and I was searching for the meditation books. And I need to have special permission to use that books because I was too young. The other children like to play football. I like to search for martial arts and meditation and Qigong. It was very, very pure intention. This here was the first book that I got. It has some basic exercises and some basic theory about Qigong. And I remember the first time that I have done this, I felt so strong after that. Wow, this is so cool. I can get very powerful very soon. These are my swords. This was the first one. This is strong. And this was another straight sword. My parents were always concerned about me using weapons. My mother, for safety, will not buy me swords. And only when I start to have some money, I bought one.
Eu é que me preocupava. Ele não. Eu é que me preocupava.
O Norberto sempre foi muito imaginativo. Até se calhar um pouco sonhador. Tem alguns episódios dessa tentativa de imitar. Algumas vezes nós tínhamos que ter alguma preocupação com ele.
Ele, quando fazia assim calor, estava assim o tempo muito quente, ele gostava muito de tirar a roupa e andava completamente despido. E então punha um pano da cozinha, assim no pescoço, que era para imitar o super-homem. Pronto, e então um dia foi para ali para a casa dos vizinhos, ali à frente, tem assim umas escadas exteriores bastante altas, e tentou deitar-se das escadas abaixo. Foi o vizinho que se apercebeu e de repente apanhou, porque ele pensava que também era o super-homem, que podia voar como voava o super-homem.
It was in 2005. My goal was to become a teacher in martial arts, and I was training really hard, and I was trying new tools to train. I had some stairs that I was jumping on, and when I was doing the last step, my foot got stuck, and I had some weight on my back, and when I had that weight rotated my spine, and I really hurt myself. When I take off my clothes, I noticed that my hips were not where they're supposed to be. I said, okay, just some stretching. I think I never let my parents notice how bad it was. One was because of my capacity to hold the pain, and another was by my great capacity of hiding and avoiding.
Ele nem quisesse tentar esconder, não podia, porque ele
no primeiro impacto,
fisicamente...
No primeiro impacto não pode esconder, porque ele, quando chegou a casa, ia todo torcido.
Getting out of the car, my legs will not work, so I'll grab myself to the door and to the roof of the car, and my legs will just be there hanging and they will not move. I went directly to the hospital and they started to put me on some drugs. The doctor told me, okay, the only solution was to remove the discs. They told me that probably I will not get better. But I felt if I could not overcome that, all my dreams were lost. And all lifetime effort of doing so much practice, so much hard work was just ended, just like that. Buenos días. How do you feel?
¿Cómo estamos? ¿Cómo os sentís?
More Qigong.
Okay, so time for questions.
Sí, mi pregunta es con respecto al proceso que pasaste en tu espalda. Yo quiero saber cuál fue la metodología que usaste para estar mejor, cómo estás ahora. Esta sugerencia, yo tengo un problema muy parecido al tuyo, entonces quiero saber.
Okay, so I will not go into all the details of the injury itself, but I will explain. I had, it was on my lumbar spine. I went to a lot of therapies, as many I could And talking with a doctor that was looking to my spine, he said a fantastic thing, I think. He said, look, you are too young and the surgery is too dangerous. Go and search for other things because sometimes miracles happen.
Y lo que me dijo es, mira, el procedimiento quirúrgico
I was searching for a solution and I started to find information about teachers in Qigong, but I was feeling that there was something that was not true with them. There was one day I found the website of Yuan Tze. As soon as I saw this website, I felt the connection. It was him. It was quite incredible because I didn't know anything about him, but in the moment that I found him, I felt a very deep ecstatic state. So I contacted them and asked them to become a student. And they sent me the materials and I started to practice Qigong. The first time that I have done this exercise, at the end I was not feeling any pain. It was just amazing. I went for 2 hours without pain. Now that I see the things with more clarity, I can say that the problem was just to put my life on the right path. It was much more than just healing the body.
Bom dia para todos.
My family, they got very used from a very early time for me to be a little bit strange. They say that I was strange, but they always found that there was a lot of determination. Once I say yes, the commitment is done. I remember Yuan Tze said if he should choose only one technique of Qigong to practice his whole life, he would choose standing firm. And that I feel that was very, very important. And from that moment on, I decided, okay, I'm gonna do standing firm every day of my life. I started to practice every day, like at least 2 hours a day. And my first intention was just saying, okay, I'm gonna do 100 days. And after 100 days become 200, and after 300, and after they become 1,000. And there was no excuse to not do it.
Nunca acreditei muito nesta... Sou mais pela realidade.
A formação que teve com o Yuan Tze, ele abraçou-a de corpo e alma. E ele estava sempre no quarto, fechado, a estudar, a fazer as meditações. E ele dizia-nos, não me incomodeis. Às vezes nós íamos a trabalhar, telefonávamos para casa, às vezes até precisávamos mesmo falar com ele com urgência. Não nos atendia. Eu dizia, Norberto, por amor de Deus, então se nós estivéssemos à morte, tu não nos atendias? Estávamos a pedir socorro, tu não nos atendias?
I was much more able to be focused, to be patient, because if you stand on the same position for 2 hours, you need to be patient and be able to relax when I feel pain. There was times that, of course, I will prefer to rest a little bit. I would like to go out and have fun. But there was always the spine pushing me.
E ele vinha, comia, mas subia logo e ali estava. Como é que ele vai viver disso? Claro, isso é normal.
I was in my home, and my home was my temple. I was doing a lot of practice, I was feeling great. But Yuan Tze gave me a very good advice. He said, you need to have experience and you need to go out of home. So I went out and a lot of people give me challenges. And this challenge realized me that I was not on the level that I thought I was. Without the experience on real life, it will be very difficult to change. Yuan Tze and Melissa, they told me, okay, if you want to take it serious, you should go to a retreat. After I went to the first retreat, from there everything changed.
各位同学，大家好。
Greetings, everyone.
It was years ago. We have done this retreat of opening the heart. Basic qualities like trust, openness, love, gratitude, respect. And I thought that I was very open. But when we had this retreat and we were working on openness, that was the moment where I realized that my heart was not open. It was in a very strong safe with 100 meters of steel walls, and the heart was there very close. Then I realized that there was not a heart opening towards myself. And that was the biggest challenge, because we cannot really be open towards anyone without being open to ourselves. I needed to be able to feel myself, which was a bit scary because this can be even seen as a weakness. I was noticing that my life was being guided by fear. Fear of change, the fear of the unknown, the fear of rejection or abandonment, the fear of not being good enough. My life was being guided by fear, not by inspiration or love. So I decided to focus on trust. Trust is the key that opens the heart. This is my priority. I need to trust no matter what. The universe is not here to fit our expectations. And if we condition our trust to that, we'll lose the state of trust very easily. I had limitations to change the world around me. Then I say, okay, but I can take responsibility and I can change myself. But then life was just blessing me with those things that I could not overcome. Relationships, body, work, everything was like becoming very confusing, and I was like, oh, I don't know anymore what to expect. The things were very out of my control. And that was a big turning point. I had this thought that I'm gonna go to battle. I will just go to fight myself, to say I'm not what I think I am. It was the battle of my ego or my fakeness. It was just giving away the illusion of control. So from a very deep place, I said, I surrender everything. I surrender my desires. I surrender my relationships. I surrender my family, my friends, my job, my health, my life. Everything that is precious for me, I surrender everything. It was very, very honest, very pure. So on that moment, the Norberto has died. He disappeared. Then I had this huge amount of energy in my heart, and was a total change in myself. And that never left me after that moment. There was a big shift, and the perception of the world changed really a lot. The heart was so open, so big, that it was difficult to contain everything inside, and was like embracing everything in the world, and going out to the streets was just falling in love with everyone and everything. It was really magic. The awareness starts to expand to the walls of the building, to the building itself, to the trees, to even inside of the other people. It was an experience of no separation and totality. The others are me, and me are the others. There are no boundaries of the body, there are no boundaries on the consciousness. Yeah, about this I don't feel special at all. I just feel normal. And natural is what I feel, nothing else more. Because I can see clear that this is the normal state of humans. So, nothing special here. I was feeling very happy and joyful and grateful, and everything looked amazing, everything looked so bright. Then I thought that every human was like that. And maybe 2 months after, Melissa sent me a message. I say, oh, I feel very happy, everything is so nice. And she started to ask me questions, and those questions went through a few days. Then she said, Yuan Tze wants to talk with you. And I thought that I have done something wrong, because that was even not the usual thing at all. Yuan Tze will never ask to talk with me. I had this meeting with Yuan Tze. He started to make me a lot of questions, and I was answering. After some moment, he was giving the questions, but he knew already the answer. Sometimes I was trying to explain what I was going through, but I had no words, and he will give me the words that I wanted to say. And after a while, he said, well, congratulations, you have reached the big realization. And I was, okay. He asked me, do you know what it is? And I say, yes, although I didn't know exactly what he meant with that. And then when we finished the call, I went to search on the internet to say, okay, what is the big realization? And suddenly these words of enlightenment and all those things start to jump up. I said, oh, this is a bit scary.
What do you think scared you?
Because I didn't believe that that exists. For me, it was something that I never looked for. I never believed in that. I just thought it was the term that sometimes people use to do a good business. People that want to do business with spirituality, they just claim that they are this and that, and a lot of people will follow because they have that claim, and they make a lot of money, and sometimes they even abuse people. If that was what those words mean, it was something that I didn't want for me. But then I thought that it was not something that was about me, it was about the ability to help the others. When I started to do the practice, I was just open to whatever wisdom could come to me and act as a process of healing. I realized that my problem was not on my lower back. My problem was in my consciousness. My healing started to become really, really fast. And the physical body just healed by itself. When I found Yuan Tze and started to practice Ren Shui, my initial goal was to heal myself and go back to martial arts. But after those months, once I was good, I felt that Ren Shui was the tool that I needed for my life. Although I wanted to go to the martial arts, I never felt anymore the need to go to the martial arts, and that was a huge thing for me. It's that simple. Good. Quite good. It has been some time since the last time we meet in person, but somehow doesn't feel that long.
4年也是一瞬间的事情嘛，本来一辈子也是一瞬间的事情。高兴的就是我又变了，越来越灵在了，但是又是很自然的事情。
The relationship with Yuan Tze, the connection is very deep, at least how I feel it. And it's very special for me because through all this process, the only person with whom I feel comfortable to talk is with Yuan Tze. No matter how strange and weird was the experience, he knew what was going on. He could explain me everything very clear and very easily in a very simple way. And he will always tell me that there is more to come.
Se manifestou, eu sou sincera, eu podia estar com os olhos fechados e não me apercebi. Não, estávamos fora do que era a realidade dele, portanto, não compreendíamos, não percebíamos.
Hoje ele está bem, mas no futuro é isso, continuo a pensar que não será tão duradouro como é preciso ser, não é? Para fazer outra coisa senão aquilo que está a fazer.
Deita-se às tantas e levanta-se às tantas, está sempre ocupado.
E depois tem um bocadinho, aproveito eu para vir a trabalhar para a reforma agrária.
During COVID, I was very lucky because I got my lockdown in a very quiet and beautiful place. I went there just a few days before lockdown and I could not leave. And I stayed there for 3 months. Maybe because of the beauty of the place and other conditions that were there. So I started to think I need to improve my quality of teachings. In the beginning, I was just thinking on the most basic things, like just setting up a camera and give classes online. My experience with technology was very basic, because I'm naturally not a tech person. This for me was all new. When I started to teach, it was very strange to not see anyone in front of me. But then I start to adapt and I start to become more sensitive and I start to feel the people around. Hello everyone and welcome to the class. So the answer is absolutely yes. And we'll be floating. Through online people to feel connection because of one simple quality, that is trust. My heart is open when I'm teaching. So if they come with trust and openness, they will feel that connection. See you soon. Bye-bye. Much love to everyone. There is a message that I would like people to receive, is in fact that they need to take action. The change comes from within, and the sooner the better. The best help that I can provide is by being an example of what I want to teach. How I do it can be in different ways. If I'm in a formal situation, being a teacher, I will behave like a teacher and I will teach. If I'm in the situation where I'm a friend, I will be able to help as a friend, or as a son, or as a partner, or as a co-worker. Any kind of situations we are facing is always a good opportunity to learn and to grow and to help the others. And the help can come in the most different ways. Sometimes could be just sharing a joke in the right moment. Sometimes could be more a philosophical approach. Sometimes could be even giving a metaphoric slap in the face. It will depend on the situation and who is in front of me and what they need on that given moment.
Tengo 2 lesiones en la espalda de nacimiento. El doctor dice que no sabe cómo estoy caminando, pero estoy caminando. Sin embargo, me ofrecían una operación muy similar a la que está hablando Norberto. No quise. Por eso me importaba mucho saber qué fue lo que él hizo para yo tomar un poco el camino de él. Cuando escuché la historia de Norberto, de cómo había sanado, y lo primero que dijo fue, los milagros existen. Y empecé a llorar. Me tocó.
在与人的交往交流当中，觉得能够保持他的灵在，有没有挑战？
It's challenging to keep the role that I need to play present.
通常是在哪些情景当中容易有挑战？
Well, sometimes it's difficult to relate with some things that I don't relate anymore, but just by the sake of being able to communicate with the others. Sometimes that doesn't feel natural at all. But on the other way, I feel if I do it how I really experience life, there will not be exchange or communication.
我理解你现在所处的状况和感受。这个阶段就是在保持我们真心，它可以持续的变得更清明，智慧更有发展的阶段，通常会自然出现的一个阶段性的一个状况。
That is why sometimes I do need to exchange information with you.
很享受的一种状态。那其实这个背后还有一点点模式在起作用。
Yeah, I know. We can never remain in the same stage forever, because the law of change will happen. Sometimes people reach this stage of self-realization and they think it's the end. So a lot of times they stop to work on themselves. When I start to become more aware of what is going on, I start to understand that the real cause of my problems and suffering was coming from my thoughts and also behaviors. I would say, okay, but from where they come from? When I start to look deeper and deeper, I start to find that there were some things that they were constantly repeating. Some reactions, some feelings will happen even before I start to become aware of the thoughts. So it was a pattern. I was seeing the pattern, seeing it happening, trying to stop it, and I could not do anything. Yuan Tze gave us 10 fundamental patterns. When I was reading that, I identified one that was stronger on me, that was the hiding and avoiding one. And on that moment I had this realization, okay, if there is the pattern that hides things, it means that this pattern will hide all the other patterns. So I will never be able to see all the patterns or working in a pattern in a very deep level if I'm not able to see it. So in order for me to see it, I need to work on hiding and avoiding. So I focus a lot on that pattern. I could see hiding and avoiding in the social interactions, hiding and avoiding from myself, not connecting with my feelings, my needs, my perceptions. It can be a bit scary because I start to see really a lot of patterns happening at the same time. What was feeling natural before now was feeling like being fully controlled by something that was not me. And that was part of the process that then took me also to surrender, because what I was seeing was overwhelming, was just too much. Like I could not trust that I could control that. Right now, if you look from the external side, it looks like I'm lazier than ever. But the truth is that I'm working harder than ever. Every moment, I use it as a process to learn and grow. It can be while I'm awake, sometimes while I'm sleeping. So it's almost a 24 hours a day practice. We call it Juecha. That is the state of awareness that comes directly from the true self, which is not difficult to activate it, it's difficult to maintain it. You are aware of everything, you perceive everything, but you don't identify with anything. All the actions happen by themselves. And we just remain as we are in the most simple and pure state that we can be.
So, what are you experiencing right now?
Well, the everything and nothing, the existence and non-existence, the past, the present, and the future being one, the me and you being one. With this naked awareness, everything can be integrated without rejection, without attachment, no separation, neither effort to unify. Everything is what it is as one, a total and natural unification of what it is.
How do you know when you're not feeling integrated or unified? What do you notice?
When I don't feel integrated and unified, it's a bit strange because I'm not able to recall a moment where I'm not unified with my true self. There are a few moments where the intensity of the true self, it's very strong. Most of the times I'm alone, but now it's happening more and more often when I'm teaching. And when I teach, I stop to feel the body, and I stop to feel any kind of thoughts. It's becoming more and more present and clear on those moments too. So, Yuan Tze gave me the responsibility of talking about true responsibility with you. You know, we are here inside of this room and we are all different. I'm talking to you, and the words that I'm saying, they are the same for everyone. But I'm completely sure that I will have 130 different experiences of what I'm saying. And I do the best I can, because the place that I'm here, it's a difficult place to be, because it carries a lot of responsibility. And how you receive it, that will be your responsibility. The true self is present in all of you. You might not see it, you might not be able to identify the manifestations, but it's there. You think that the capacity and the opportunity to make the change, you take that for granted. Don't take it for granted. Be responsible for that with gratitude. And let that responsibility, that opportunity to go through you at every given moment. And transmit it, live it, and bring it to the world.
对以后保持我们的真心能够持续的变得更清纯粹，还有一个方向性的问题，我想跟你交流一下。无我，纯粹的我，才会变得更纯粹。这个无我的这个我，你知道是什么吗？我就不用说。有没有什么些许的、轻微的被牵扰的方面？
In the big life themes at this moment, probably I don't know everything, but what I'm experiencing is not enough to affect me.
Very good. Both are hot. Yeah.
The biggest changes that I have now from the early beginning, there was a more consolidation and understanding of what is going on, and also a maturation of the process, but also a process of understanding that that is just the beginning. The first time that the heart opened, I was experiencing sensations at the intensity that I had never felt before. Then when I experienced the realization, it was much more, it was like 100 times more intense and meaningful and amazing. But now I have experienced things that can be thousands of times more intense and stronger and bigger than what I was when I had the first time realization. There are no words. The best thing that I can compare is imagine the highest level of unconditional love that a human can feel. Now imagine that level of unconditional love is less than a grain of dust in the whole universe. And now imagine that the universe is infinite and has no boundaries. So that it was can get close with words.
Well, I can't imagine.
I think cannot be imagined.
No.
Mas as sandálias.
Chega para cá.
A minha mãe sempre foi cuidadosa e carinhosa e cuidadora e sempre disposta a dar. O meu pai também. O meu pai também tinha um aspecto bastante forte, que o meu pai era um idealista e o aspecto deles serem professores também, terem sempre este aspecto de ser responsáveis pela vida de outros, neste caso das crianças. Mesmo passado 20 ou 30 anos de terem sido alunos deles, quando os veem ainda ficam extremamente contentes de os ver e vão falar com eles. Sempre criaram esta relação forte.
Eu acho que quando ele está cá, sinto-me mais sossegado, adormeço mais depressa. Sentimos-nos muito. Quando ele está aqui, eu sinto-me um pouco mais novo, com mais energia, com mais vontade de viver.
Em relação a mim, acho que sim, que me influenciou muito. Quando o Norberto está, eu sinto mais segura perante qualquer coisa que possa acontecer. E uma coisa que ele me ensinou é aceitar e render-nos àquilo que é. Acho que isso é importante. E eu, por exemplo, qualquer coisa que acontecia, eu fazia um drama. Oi, aconteceu isto e não sei o quê, não sei o que mais. E agora com ele eu aprendi a render-me àquilo que é. É hoje, é agora. O presente é agora. É o momento.
É o momento. O presente é sempre o momento.
I'd say you have some good students.
They don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Nós fomos professores dele, mas ele agora é nosso.
Yuan Tze established this mission as one of the first principal guidelines in Renshwed, that is, help yourself and help the others. And I feel that deep inside myself that is also my life mission, and I will do my best to help him. If I look around the world, I enjoy a lot of things. But if you ask that I really need them, I don't. For me, if my life will end now, I will be totally fine with that. But this sense of mission is higher than me. I feel more that I'm a tool to something that needs to be done that is higher than myself, to serve humanity the best way I can.
And what does it feel like to feel that kind of freedom?
It's good. It's really good.